Sabwana? Jambo. Good morning. Welcome to Washington. You're here at a good time of the year. Some of you will probably find it a very cold time of year, but I think the weather is changed. It will continue to get a little colder as the 3 weeks go on, so I hope you brought jackets. I am Mike Garrison. I am the acting director of the Africa Center for Strategic Studies. And on behalf of the Secretary of Defense, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the National Capital Region and this year's Next Generation of African Security Leaders Seminar. I have the pleasure this morning of opening this very unique and important program. We have 58 participants from 40 African countries with us today to start the 3-week journey to discuss Africa's security challenges and the key and essential roles leadership, ethics, and governance play in protecting the sovereignty of one's country and the rights of its population. The world we live in can be characterized by the highest degrees of uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and tremendous volatility. There is a term for that, VUCA, and that is taught by the Army War College. But if you take those same principles, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and volatility, and you apply those to security challenges today, you'll find that through this course, we'll try to help you create some tools to deal with those issues. Africa's geostrategic and security landscape has changed dramatically over the last 20 years, and I believe this trend will only accelerate in the next 20 years. There is no doubt that Africa is on the rise, but it is also at a critical crossroads. It is true that democracies in Africa have increased by nearly 8-fold over the past 2 decades. It is also true that 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world are African, and that's very good. However, there are still significant portions of the continent that are plagued with tremendous poverty, poor governance, civil unrest and insurgencies, loss of revenues from natural resources being due to transnational illicit trafficking, the potentially poor trade-offs between infrastructure gifts and excessive extractive resource losses. Yes, the future is bright for Africa, but it is also challenging, as I said. Throughout this unpredicted period, ethical leadership in government, including the security sector, is the one constant which is vital to ensuring Africa assumes its place as a stable and competent partner in the global economy. Douglas MacArthur, who was the general of our Army, was the theater campaign commander in the Pacific, was one of our generals in charge of our operations, the UN operation in Korea in the 1950s, and is somewhat of a legend in the U.S. military with regard to leadership, once said, "A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, he or she, but becomes one by equality of his actions and the integrity of his or her intent." So integrity, decision-making, ethical decision-making is critical in that process. I believe this quote well exemplifies the focus of the discussions that we will have with you over the next 3 weeks. We will explore strategic leadership and decision-making, legitimacy in government, military professionalism, ethics, and civil-military relations. Critical civil-military relations. These discussions will be framed in a larger dialogue of Africa's security in the 21st century in a totally non-attribution Chatham House rules environment. That's very important. We will send you a report of this program at the end of the program, about a month and a half, 2 months afterwards. But it will not have anybody's name attributed to any comment. It will have a seminar. or a discussion group identified. And we want a free-flowing communications in this program this next 3 weeks. We intend to challenge you, each and every day through a rigorous syllabus and course of instruction. Dr. Raymond Gilpin, who I know you met yesterday, our dean, has done a tremendous job retooling this program along with the academic affairs and faculty and our adjunct faculty and facilitators that will be here with us this week, these next 3 weeks. He's done a great job bringing in international subject matter experts to be with you today, and including our guest speaker here today, to discuss some thought-provoking security and leadership issues. However, this cannot be done by just listening. We need you to engage. We want you to be active, be an active participant in this discussion. We will not provide you answers. We will provide you issues to discuss. You will provide the answers. Africa is yours, not ours. So Africa's challenges need to be solved by African leaders, of which you all are. This is perhaps the most important aspect of this program, is the discussion. The second most important aspect of this program is meeting each other. You're in your discussion groups, talking with one another, becoming friends, if you will. The relationships you make in this course will be with you for the remainder of your career, in your lifetime. The Minister of Defense of Liberia, the Honorable Brownie Samakai, recently told a Next Generation of African Security Leaders course 2 years ago that the relationships he made during his engagement and participation in an Africa Center program led to phenomenal contacts that he used much later in his career to actually help defuse a potentially sensitive issue within the region. He was able to reach out to somebody he met in this program across the border, maybe 2 borders away, to discuss these issues without it going to a very, very heated international issue. So please do become partners. Be part of this program. Challenge our faculty and our staff. We are here to learn together. And we will engage with you well on after the program ends. You will become alumni. You will join about a little over 6,000 other African leaders that have gone through our programs, and we will continue to engage with you in that process. Whether you have an alumni chapter in your country or you don't, we will still come see you, we will still talk with you and hope to engage with you. And please do the same with us, challenge us.